Bye.
Because all right.
What is this vehicle?
Oh, this is so we've had this for a while, and we asked for it to get retuned, because I want this to be like the standard Marshal vehicle, unless like, you know, it's like, oh, we're chasing faceless people. Okay, we need an interceptor, you know?
Okay.
Not necessarily the black, but like some version of it. But this thing is cracked.
I've been on enough sort of, we'll call them ops, to kind of recognize people. But I don't recall all blacked out with a red skull mask. What group is that?
With a black skull mask?
No, a red skull mask.
Oh, that's Faceless.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Faceless Assault.
So I pulled up next to the Faceless, not last night, but the night before.
In a van?
I had a feeling. No, motorbike. And
Check
I
this,
thought to myself,
issue 23, right there. Wait, were you around during the whole hospital thing? The 10, 12-hour scene? With Ming was kidnapped?
no.
Oh, that's
No.
why. Oh my God. That was the most life-draining day of my life, where I did 11 hours of macro, and then I woke up the next morning and it was just like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you guys do that? And I'm like, brother, 11-hour non-stop call.
Yeah, no, I wasn't around for that. And I think when I got on duty, that's when I was like, hey, why are there so many marshals at the house next door to me? And yeah, that's when he was put in the doctor's house.
I'll give you a quick TLDR of that day. Nakota spotted 8 to 12 of these guys. No one came. Like, I'm not even kidding, Ruby. Like, it was, no one wanted to come. It was very strange. There was 8 of us, and I was like, yo, what if they're moving Ming? Because there was a bunch of like vans, and luckily, and there was LSPD and there was BC, so it was like 3 agencies, right? But there was only like 8 of us out of like 35 cops. It was so sick. 3 UC units. It was King, it was Snow, and it was Riker. And so King would go in and try to track them, like by driving by, like inconspicuously. And after he'd been doing that for a minute, then the next UC unit would come in. So, and the first one would swap clothes and stuff. So they never really knew we were tracking them. We tracked them for 40 minutes. They went to Polito. They come back. We photo them going into a building in Grapeseed and taking Ming out. And keep in mind, Ming had been missing for like a week.
He had, yeah.
And
no, I didn't get on duty until like you guys were putting him in a house or something like that.
Well, we then follow. We get confirmation it's Ming over by the news center. I say, okay, send it. So 8 of us go in and we clap 12 of them. Like because they were going to load him in a plane, and I made the decision then that, you know, he gets in that plane, he's dead, right?
Yeah.
So I called to open fire. We clapped them all. Somehow, apparently, that plane takes 2 bullets to blow up. So it did blow up.
Good Lord.
But shoot them all. Take down an Apache, Ruby. An Apache, 8 units, right? Like 8 officers, not even vehicles.
Where was
8
everyone
officers.
else?
I genuinely
Were they
don't know.
on another call, or?
I think it's because it was like, it came across like, oh, they're just watching something maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
And to be fair, Faceless can get draining, right? Because it's a lot of stuff happens, but the progression in the case is like snail pace, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, sometimes it is, right?
Yeah. So now we got Ming. We got all these like fucking like a load of people with these tack masks on. We go to news center. We're getting in medical. We're like, fuck yeah, we saved Ming. In comes an AC-130 and starts bombing the news center. Like literally dropping bombs. Luckily, I had everyone move to news, so we're hiding under the, the little, roofs. Only 1 or 2 go down, but ambulances are blown. Ming gets driven out. Now more units are coming. Now we have like 15, 16. So we're getting bombed. Ming's getting transported. Now we're at the hospital. Like 20 members of the besties are demanding to see him. We're like, no, we can't. We have faceless coming in. There's all these dead bodies. Ming's in surgery. We have people, besties screaming at us. And then a guy comes with 3 hostages and says he's faceless and he's gonna blow himself in the hospital.
What the hell?
If we don't give him all the faceless people. And we're like, what the fuck? Yes, a suicide bomber showed up at the
That's
hospital.
crazy.
And so I'm losing my mind, right? Because I'm already having to micro, not choosing to, having to. Like, okay, are you guys good up at Noose? All right, Ming, is he secure? Okay, make sure the dead bodies aren't mixed with the alive ones, because there were so many bodies, like 95s. And now we have a suicide bomber. So now everyone wants to see this, right? So virtually every cop goes to the front instead of around where they need to be, right?
Yeah.
And looking at this situation, and Larry from BCSO accidentally desk pops a bullet right by his head.
Oh no. Oh no.
Now, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I go, Larry, get the fuck off my scene, right? And I talked to him afterwards. He understood. And I needed to do that because I needed to demonstrate to the suicide bomber that we did not like call for that, right?
Yeah, 100%. Good lord.
This guy ends up freaking out. It gets sussed out. He starts running. He gets shot or something. He plants the bomb over by like Strawberry. So now McNulty's handling a bomb scene while we're handling a scene that just got bombarded with like 12 dead bodies and 95s and Ming and all this shit. Now, if you thought it was over, no, that's when that photograph happened. Then the actual faceless came with a helicopter and these masks. And you'll notice that this one's got a red scarf. So this is like the commander of their assault force is what we're assuming. Starts saying he put a bomb on the hospital. And that if we don't give up the faceless, he's going to blow up the hospital. So, and then I negotiate that he only wanted one of them. But the thing is, I couldn't tell him, I couldn't give him that person.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And so, and then he says he wants Ming. And so now, truthfully, I was going to give him one of the dead ones because that's the only thing I could think of, right? Like, what's the middle ground here? Let the hospital blow up or what? So I was going to give him one of the dead ones, but he changes that now he wants Ming, and I'm not going to give him Ming. Like, what the fuck? But he says, I'm going to blow it up unless you... One second. Hey.
I do. Hey, did you see that thing that Valentino just twatted out?
What did Valentino twat?
A GIF from like a movie or something or a show of some guys kidnapping a guy into a van.
Make a report, please.
Yeah, we are. I'm just letting you know. All right, bye.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep, no problem. Bye.
I'm gonna fast forward a bit because we'll probably it was a long day. I convinced him that we need to get all the ICU patients out, which he originally didn't want, and I kept pressing on it. We moved out like every ICU patient, like even the ones up north, so that we were now only dealing with Ming inside. And somehow, maybe it's something I said or whatever, but they fucked off. And so then we had to evacuate Ming. So all the ICU patients are now in Sandy. Ming gets evacuated to Humane Labs, where he gets further treatment, and then we move him to the fucking mission did this whole song and dance to securely fake transport his body when the real undercover units are bringing him to a house in Mirror Park, which the next day the besties coerce Stacy to help them kidnap him out.
What?
But we were already watching that place for 48 hours because we had access to houses around where he was staying, and we were literally, you see there like 24/7, 48, like 24/7. We get a call out, yo, people are moving in. We noticed one of the besties vans. They must have freaked out because they didn't expect us to be watching that house the entire time. And they take Ming's body and dump him in front of the hospital.
Oh my God.
And drive off. So now I'm like pissed, and I'm like, Miguel, you're a dumb fuck. Like, what are you guys doing? You're gonna kill your friend, and why are you doing this? And he's like, now he's threatening to kill all the EMS and PD if we don't tell him where Ming is. We then had to move Ming to a secure location so that he wouldn't get kidnapped again. Because even if they're their friends, right? Where are they gonna fucking keep him on life support? They already literally dumped their like vegetable friend in front of the hospital. Like, what the fuck? So yeah.
Yeah, that's people don't always think things through. What happened with Stacy? Why was she involved?
Stacy's so nice to people. She'll say yes to everyone. Now, she did report to me that, like, these hypotheticals of, like, what if someone kidnapped Ming? Would it be okay if she helped keep that person alive? And I was like, Stacy, like, are you, like, sweetheart, you're talking to the director here and you're asking me if you're going to assist in the kidnapping and continued detainment of someone against their will. Like, what is happening? So, I don't know what to tell you.
I understand her dilemma, though. You know, she takes an oath as well.
I think if I would agree if she has to keep them alive, had they done it, but she pretty much outed that she told them where they were.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like she felt, yeah. Luckily, Ming's alive now. I think it has something to do with the fact that Miguel threatened to blow himself up in front of the Kiflon building to make a phone call with Charlie. Do you know about this?
Say that again?
Miguel planted the besties then did a party at the Kiflon building. Miguel planted a bomb and then took out a C4 threatening to blow it all up with himself if we didn't give him time, to which he then... Hey, Kurt!
I have to drive, you idiot!
Is the president in there? I hope not. He would have been dead.
Inappropriate, by the way.
Oh.
Excuse me! Hi, Brian!
How you doing? All right. He wanted to blow up the Kiflon building for God knows what. It sounded like he made a deal with Charlie.
Has he lost his mind?
I mean, honestly, I'm glad he did in a weird way, because, like, holy fuck, the besties without forehead is, like, dangerous. But
why would you want to blow yourself up too? That's so stupid.
I think he was losing it. But he made a deal with Charlie. We know it's Charlie because we heard him say that, whoever was negotiating. But Miguel ends up defusing the bomb. It turns into a chase. And eventually I say they can open fire on him. Like, we tried to apprehend him without doing so, but I was going to let him run around with what could be potentially another bomb after, you know, almost blowing up an entire building. Which then resulted in future Hendrix holding up a EMS and threatening to kill him on national TV if we didn't let them go. What? And we eventually, they brought him to New Babylon to get healed, and we negotiated with the Babylonians to hand him over to us so it didn't turn into a bloodbath. Yeah.
So, Oxby pulled me aside. He said that, what the heck? He said that he watched Blunt lock down vehicles or something.
Today?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Preds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like on the docket, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw the outcome of the, was it the impeachment today?
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
We had a little chat with Rhodes. Because he was around, but yeah. I don't know. I feel like some people are just losing it.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry too long. Yeah.
I don't know. Brian, I wouldn't be surprised if I am just an officer by the end of next week.
Huh?
I just wouldn't be surprised. I'm not well liked by certain people that have certain rank, and that's okay. I have respect for myself.
What the fuck?
I know I do a good job. Have I made mistakes along the way? Sure have. Have I owned up for them? Have I shied away? Absolutely. I will not. I mean, I haven't shied away from them. I know I've made mistakes. But like, yeah, I just wouldn't be surprised.
I think that if someone were to make a decision to mess around with Shift 2, they would do so only from a place of emotion and not logic or any kind of comprehension as to what's going on in the LSPD. Because Shift 2 LSPD has been in a very, quite frankly, the only stable part of LSPD for a minute. I think
But Shift 2 is not involved in anything in the sense that all decisions are made from Shift 1 high commands.
Sorry, this might be an emergency.
Okay.
Luca?
Does the report on the Valentino thing need to be under any sort of classification like Pi, Theta, any?
No, State Marshal should be fine.
All right, thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. McNulty's been kidnapped by the Faceless. That's why he's been calling.
Yeah, that was very interesting timing. I had just got on duty and yeah. I don't know. I just got a feeling, Knight. Just got a feeling.
Was something, I'm not going to bring this up in any official capacity, but I ask, like, are you being, did you have like a negative conversation with the new ass chief?
Well, first of all, as far as I know, it's still interim. I don't know if it's permanent.
No, I meant ass without abbreviation.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be.
No, I mean,
I get what you're saying. Shift 2 just are not privy to a lot of decisions that are made and things that happen.
Yeah.
You know, Rhodes is Shift 3 into 1. Maxwell is interim assistant chief, and she catches Rhodes, you know. And
Thank you,
suppose,
chat.
know,
Thank you.
that's good enough right there. A lot of people believe that, I have this rank because Pred just made it up, and he probably did. Although other police departments do have this rank. But I think, if anything, I was just a glorified additional captain. And my opinion doesn't really mean anything to certain people. I don't know. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, and that means I'm not, I'm not part of the Kool-Aid team.
I can tell you that Shift 1 is such a disaster, not because of the relationship. I see them negative relationship they've been building with the BCSO and the marshals. I will say that I think the BCSO have decided to placate to them to a degree, right? Which is fine, right? Like, I mean, listen, they got to survive too. And I get it too. Like, how long can you take it before you just want to do police work, right? You find the
yeah.
But when I say disaster, in that a lot of them don't come on duty, like, just straight up. And why would you? Imagine you join the Los Santos Police Department, Shift 1, and you're like, I'm going to be doing police work and catching bad guys and, like, investigating this and that. And you walk in, and half the time it's like, oh my God, did you hear what happened with Pred this week? Or, like, or, oh my God, Carmine, why was he not able to? At a certain point, you're like, brother, like, are we talking about police work today, or are we talking about, like, the next episode of General Hospital? Like, it's
yeah, but every shift, every group has a different culture. It's just not the culture of the team that I've kind of built. We'll have our fun times. Why not? Everybody does. And I mean, for me, I saw the amount of people in the meeting today, and we only meet once a week. And we have built up a good relationship with Shift 2 BCSO and EMS and the doctors and DOC. I'm proud of what everybody has put in. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that Maxwell will be probably assistant chief, and I will be demoted.
I think you should keep your eye on the docket.
Well, I did read the outcome the other day.
No, I mean
today.
For any new postings.
Okay.
Yeah.
But everything is I don't know. Everything is a battle.
Yeah. There's a lot of interviews that I can't go into certain details. I think it'd be inappropriate.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'll say, from a general perspective, is that when I made the comment just now about the General Hospital thing, I agree that I don't think those things should be interfering with the functionality of a department, nor the ability for the everyday officer to become the best police officer that they can, right? So if sometimes individuals at the top are arguing, fighting, whatever it is, when it starts to trickle down and it becomes like it affects it at its core. And what I guess I was getting at is, I don't think that's like an attractive thing for people to want to be around if they're looking to just police, right?
But they're not hiring those people.
You might be right about that too. Yeah,
they're not. Okay, listen, you and I have been in the police. You've been in police force longer than I have.
No.
Do you think academies are a vital part of PD life.
Mm-hmm.
So when a shift hasn't had an academy since July, don't you think that shows that maybe the lack of hiring has created a smaller group of people that just keep doing the same thing over and over?
I didn't wait since July.
Yes. Now, I understand we do hire people along the way, you know, ones and twos, because they come across our path, right? It happened. But I still feel that an academy should be had at some point.
We haven't ourselves in SASM. I think we're like 33 right now. I don't remember the count at this point. But we've only had one, but that doesn't mean we don't need another, including those that might be getting experience, have experience from elsewhere. Because, you know, San Andreas is a different beast than wherever someone might be from.
True, very true.
And
also some procedures change, or you find that the team has made a mistake on something and it needs to be corrected with a small instructional academy.
So for me, it's surprising because it's been something in the back of our command's mind is like, hey, we're going to need to do another one of those like sooner than later. In fact, I think we have one set up in shift one we were invited to the last one for BCSO, but truthfully, we've been overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And so
I feel like shift two, we've been overwhelmed, very overwhelmed. I would say we are constantly. I get on duty, I'm out the door. If I'm not pulled into a meeting, I am literally out the door. We have so much going on. Yeah.
I mean, shift two is. I've had a conversation with this topic has come up a lot amongst my command, and it's one that I've explained is a lot of baseless takes up a lot of everyone's time, if we're going to be honest, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of we don't really get alerted, right? The majority of the time. It's kind of like watching what's happening through the day, and, you know, it's like, hey, I think this is going to happen, or we come across, you know what I'm saying? It's very, it's not like it was
along
initially.
The way, or things that don't look right, and then you get an inkling.
Exactly.
Or you might get a tip off, you never know.
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of that is happening in shift one. But when it starts to get spicy, it's around when shift two is coming around. So there's been this like logistical problem where unfortunately a lot of shift two officers are like gonna be like, where did this come from, right? And it's hard to summate that. And I've been trying to do better with it. In fact, Kingsman's made like a 10-page document. It's pretty sick. With the intention that that's going to be given to every member of high command to give them an overview of the, you know, we're going to do this with all the major cases. So at least the bulk of everything, you know, is like understood, right? And then that gets passed down to everyone else. So they feel involved, right? But the reason I use that as an example is that can also be applied to a lot of other things in the city, right? You might be coming on duty and the hounds hate us today, right? Or, you know, ADMC's hunting, or, you know, insert whatever group. But, you know, it's like, you know,
at the moment we're dealing, sort of probably kicking off right now, is Habibis are back around. And Habibis have picked up some of ex-Hades. The amount of shootouts we've been in at this time of night is insane.
Yeah. you're
one
you're
going
not
on
wrong.
right now.
Some of it might be.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'd say some of it might be tied to faceless stuff because there, two to three of them are involved in a lot of faceless things. So they may be. I don't think they are like this necessarily, but like there could be shit that happened that they didn't like in a chase involving something there, and then it gets, that frustration gets taken out at the next bank truck or whatever.
I think one of the things I like about a lot of the people that come on duty in shift 2 is that sometimes they don't need to know a lot of the backstory. They will just lock in and they will sort the scene out in their head, and they will just step up and do what needs to be done. We had a shootout on top of the clothing store on Harwick. I think there was 5 of us left up after all the officers were shot down on the street. We just locked in. We ended up doing a really good push and we got them all down. And now some of those people had no context that it actually started as a bank truck, but they don't need to know that. They just lock it in. And I love that.
I agree. I mean, I saw it earlier today when Blunt's vehicle got stolen. And that's how PD used to be, like in all shifts. I think, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like every day I wake up, shift 1, and I don't want to deal with any of the IA stuff. And it's very draining.
Listen, I've got great relationships with some people in shift 1. There are some really good people there. I just feel like the momentum has kind of slowed down. They don't have any really good fresh faces, which doesn't motivate FTOs to come on duty. And you need fresh blood around you to keep things moving at all times. But there are some really good people in shift 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Like King, for example. You might not agree with this, but I think Peach is actually fantastic.
I think Peach, when we're on a big scene, I've seen it multiple times. She just locks straight in. I do like that. However, there's the other side of Peach too.
I think, oh man, I have known Peach for a long time and I've had some conversations with her. I don't like to presume on someone's behalf too much, but I get this inkling that she wants to do right by folks, but she is socially pressured into being put in positions that she has to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's the feeling I get. Like she's being told what to do. You know what I mean? Or not told what to do, but like pressured on some things.
I don't really know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think this short-term concern that you have, going back to you might end up as an officer, I think is probably short-term. I don't see that as a long-term issue, personally. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I don't think Rhodes has much time left in him.
Right, but the mayor gets to pick who he wants next. And it's like when I come on duty and I see I'm not silly, I see who's meeting with who. I already know, the kind of, that it's highly possible that he will choose Maxwell. Probably because they're around a lot of the same, situations and time. And I just don't believe that she thinks that I am high command material.
Why, though? I'm so confused.
It's always been this way. It just always has. I could I could go on vacation for a week, and when I come back, I'll be blamed for something I said 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's that different kind of culture that I don't want that culture in shift 2.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I don't think you're unique on her, target board, I guess.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
For what it's worth.
Yeah.
I think a lot of, I don't know the history, right? But I can tell you what was told to me is about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, because there's all these arguments about you're not telling us about your investigations, or you're not coming. I don't know. We had a very awkward conversation, myself and Pred. And this will be relevant in a moment. But it stemmed off of what I read as his expectation that we come in as the marshals and we should do a presentation to him personally as to what's going on in the investigative world, like literally spoon feed him. And I was like, that's not going to happen. Like, you have access to an MDT. Your job as, for everyone, Command Plus should be to look through the damn reports, right? That's like, I do it every morning. And you ask questions, you call when you don't know something or you're curious about something. It's, it's just, or we find a middle ground. Well, eventually that drove into the faceless doesn't interest him or any of that. He just wants to do murder investigations. Fine. And Froster's in the car with me. Ultimately, I asked him straight up. I was like, why did you tell Maxwell I hate her? I never did that. And he said, because I thought it was funny. And I'm like, are you doing the same with Maxwell and Ruby? And said, yeah. And he said, I'm doing it because I think it's funny and something along the lines of enjoying the chaos. Now, I say this in that, yes, Maxwell is an adult, and she should be able to assess these things from her own lens. But I bring that up as an example of there is going to be a lot of fueling the fire for the sake of fueling the fire, because of the, I don't know. I want to be I'm trying to find a way to word this so it doesn't come across the wrong way. I'll just say it. The entertainment that comes out of it, and I don't mean that in a weird way, but just like all the tea sippers that get to sit around and be like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
there are a lot of tea sippers. I think that's why I keep a lot of comments to myself, and I keep certain people around me that aren't tea sippers, that just want to get the job done. And it just helps me concentrate as well.
Well,
I don't know. I had a vision that I hoped for LSPD, and I said okay to Rizal when he decided to hire Pred from jail. I said, okay, let's see where this goes. But some changes that he made were good, and others I just didn't agree with. But in the end, they didn't really affect me that much. I just believe that LSPD could just be in a much stronger position. And especially with our community.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, look, no matter what happens down the line, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, people are still going to remember stuff, right? And I rather, I want the PDs to be respected, right? And individuals especially like the new folks that are still learning, to know what a good environment looks like, because I think the most satisfying police work is when people get together And even if we don't get all the arrests, the effort put around that situation is the bit that's satisfying. You know, and I feel like it's, I don't know. I feel like things were in a really good place like 4 months back, you know? Like things were really going in a good direction. And
listen, I don't know the reasons why Rizal and Turner. I don't know. I wasn't privy to that.
Yeah.
I just said that I would step in if needed. I was told that it was going to be at least a week to 2 weeks. I woke up the next day to a text saying it's too late, it's done.
Wait, what is done?
When he told Turner he no longer had the position of chief.
Oh. Wait, 2 weeks to for you to be the interim or for...
Yeah, so I met with Rizal. He said, would you step in and be interim if something were to ever happen? I said, listen, I know that puts my current rank on the line. I believe I was lieutenant at the time. I said, I understand, how the politics work. But I said, for the sake of LSPD, I'll do it. And Rizal said, it probably won't be for at least another week or 2 weeks. And I said, okay, not a problem. I woke up the next morning to a text from Rizal saying, you're interim. It happened overnight. So I'm not privy to whatever happened between the two of them. I don't know.
Are you aware that Pred was made chief in prison?
Yes, I was.
Oh. So I presume that was the wait, if I were to speculate.
I assume so too. It was all timing. And I wouldn't be...
Wait, I
wouldn't be at least one bit... I wouldn't be surprised if Rizal said to Pred, could you keep Ruby around? And so therefore he made me commander.
I think it was that, and I think it was other conversations at the time as well, where it was highlighted that, and I don't necessarily think that Pred, I don't think most of that energy came from Pred. I'd be surprised. I think, listen, as much as I don't even hate Pred, I want to make it clear. I wasn't even fucking awake when half this shit happened. I just think has been acting very erratically and, asking for what's happening, and putting us in a shitty spot too, because, but us as in the marshals having to. A homie was walking around with a fucking machete after a terror attack at the elections, like it's like what's gonna happen?
I watched him machete someone.
What?
So last night I was at Kid Archer's thing. She was getting expungement, right? And all of a sudden Callista Bell started yelling at Pred. Pred started yelling at her. I wasn't really, paying attention because we were waiting for, it was either at the end of the court case or deliberation. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention because there's a lot of yelling happens all the time. The next thing I know, Callista Bell runs over to him and just starts punching him. He runs out into the lobby. He pulls out a machete and he says, if you come close and do that again, I will defend myself. She just runs straight at him, bare fists.
Oh my God.
So, and there's so many people watching. I mean, he warned her, he told her, and she just went straight at him.
That at least is somewhat reasonable.
Yes.
But I mean,
but he's still walking around with a machete.
Were you there for Carmela's Molly situation?
No, I again came on duty right after it. Good God.
So we had like it just turned into pure chaos, and then Green Gobbler came in and like missiled the Angels car that had all the elected officials in it. To be fair, I kept telling these guys to go, 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 and everyone's like, oh my God, sense of urgency is sometimes so missing in PD, but it is what it is. And it's like they're just waiting there for God knows how long, and then you hear this like rocket or whatever the hell it was beaming from the sky like an airstrike and just takes it out.
What the hell?
In this chaos, we're telling everyone to leave. Pred's walking around with a damn machete. And we're like, if this was anyone else, they'd be in cuffs. Now, I'm accepting of that, right? But the reason I even sort of bring this up is I don't know why I brought this up. I'm going to be honest. Shift one is missing a lot of things to do, is what I think. And
yeah, but in regard to Pred, he knows what he's doing. You know, having a machete out, you know, saying, if you come at me, you know, we're not silly. We know how the law works too, you know, and pushing the buttons of someone who, you know, is a borderline mental criminal now. It's going to happen.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I would very quickly offer you and Oxby and whoever a place in the marshals. Know that that's always going to be there. However, as much as I would love you in the marshals, I think that you're a core staple of LSPD Shift 2. And I think if anyone was foolish enough to do that,
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry, you good?
No, I'm good.
All right. You stay safe.
Listen, if there's some kind of shuffling that happens, I get it. If anything, I'm extremely happy for the people that I have in Shift 2 that have worked their asses off. You know, especially someone like Keith, or maybe Oxby. I don't know. I think we'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, shuffling, reasonable. You get demoted down to officer, that's, you know. You would expect that those in the shift are making some of those decisions in order to allow that organization to continue, right?
You would hope that, yes.
But I do agree that a lot of the decisions that have been made thus far have been kind of absurd. Oh my Lord.
We have a bomb? We have a bomb?
I don't think so, right? Hey, is that real?
What real?
Jack Ryder 1012 for Damam.
Radio check. Jack just said something about a bomb. Is this for real or fake? AFM, thank you so much. Channel 3 pursuit of pulled up to an officer with a bomb. Jesus.
Alright, we got Jonah going for cuffs.
If I search this guy's asking if I search him and he doesn't have the bomb, is he free to go? The guy on the red block.
Oh.
Was he the driver or no?
The passenger.
You can never tell nowadays.
If it's a passenger, A-frame, make sure you have a backup. I don't want you to blow up. I don't want you to die. I got you.
You know who's got a bomb and who doesn't.
I got you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I forgot this isn't a coquette. All right.
I think everybody here is.
It's a good car, but it drives very different than everything else.
But we got 1 apprehension. We got 2. What's going on with the Rebla?
He's patting him down. Bye.
I'm gonna grab gas. We got no tank left.
Hell yeah, they also just got escaped life of Felicity. Well done.
Let's go ahead and check it. Duncan, go ahead
Ooh.
and approach the vehicle.
Well
open
done,
the
team.
trunk if you can.
They've been
Cabins are clear
staking
first.
a property out where they believe she was staying for
Copy.
quite some time.
Cabins are clear. He's gonna open the trunk.
And,
Stand by.
Ooh.
Do
I
not come down.
believe
We don't
someone
count
was
down.
dropping
Open the
her
trunk.
off food, so that's good.
Clear. Okay, we got a bomb scanner on frequency. Can somebody check the vehicle for bombs?
Siren check on that deputy car, please.
I had some very scary interviews.
Yeah?
That's when they come.
Yeah, like
People applying to be marshal?
no, I mean over the interviews we're having to do over the
Oh, why scary?
I can divulge some of this. Just kind of keep it close.
Just generalize.
I think so. I used to go around telling people asking people what RS&PC is, because I think it's like a core to what we do, and the meaning behind it is sometimes lost. I don't know if people know what good faith is anymore, right? Like,
I will agree with you, but that's only because I'm going to say this in the nicest way.
mm-hmm.
A lot of the police department have suffered through court cases that teeter on what is good faith.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
And I believe because of that, some people have just got very jaded.
I think that it is important to give Angel an opportunity. And, you know, there might have been the senator who may have went and defined a lot of these things. So we have a definition to lean on. So that does help us to a degree. But I don't want to say what you're saying isn't valid. It definitely is, right? Where a court case is lost due to some odd reason and feeling and not logic, and now it has everyone questioning whether we can do something that seems very normal, right? And I don't know what the reset point is, right? Because we do have a new DOJ, but how do we convince everyone to be like, yo, we have to give this another shot and go at it like from scratch?
I think it's going to be a slow process of watching court cases, watching the outcomes, and to see where DOJ have their boundaries.
Do you think someone might accidentally ever witness tamper?
So here's my thought on that. From a PD point of view.
Yeah.
I believe it could be seen, some of the things that we do, as evidence tampering. However, because of the limitations on some types of things that we have, it could be seen that way.
Yeah, like, yeah. You mean like, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
We're talking evidence tampering or witness?
No, witness.
Witness tampering, I believe, can be borderline gossipers and tea-sippers. They don't realize that they're spreading information about maybe a suspect or a criminal activity.
Man, have you seen that report recently of someone getting a statement that's accessible to everyone with a report?
What do you mean?
Man, Let me take a look. Have there been any statements recently?
Like a statement from a civilian?
Let me see. Man, if I type in statement.
If you type in statement, you're going to get 1,000 responses.
Oh man, I wonder if there's any new ones. It's crazy. I was listening to that and I thought I heard the voice of a violent felon in the background.
Oh my god.
Listen, it's so bad. It's so bad. I know. Listen.
I don't know. People talk. They don't realize they're talking. They don't realize the parameters of which you're supposed to be policing.
Look,
yeah.
Just to be clear here, I because there's an officer's name on it. I don't think that officer is in any trouble. But there's a lot of very odd decisions that other members of high command have made. And it's going to get, the docket's going to be very spicy in the next 7 days. And I don't mean the ones that are currently posted. So I think what the future holds is currently a big question mark. I hope that if Denzel ultimately needs to make a new choice, he does so diligently, because, how many times can you strike before it's negligence, right? And the thing is,
Oxby's going to be on leave for 3 weeks. So, let's see if any changes happen during that time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I mean, come on, you can work for Frodo, right?
No, I couldn't.
I'm sure he
don't think I could. As nice as he is, and he is nice. No, I don't think I could.
Yeah. All right. Today has been a day. Oh my God. So I want to catch you up on a couple things in the event you come across this, or, to build context to what might happen the next couple days. There is going to be a report off Spanish Avenue. There was a particular day where we were literally collectively losing our minds, because Ron Oil was shot up and their executives lost a bunch of armored cars, while this is the day after that bombing at the hospital situation, with Ming. And so I was having to deal with that, right? The post reports. But while this is happening, Ron Oil gets shot up, executive lose armored cars. There's a shooting off Spanish Avenue. Turns out that it was a rental building by an ex-FIB agent and his bodyguards. What? They're all dead. One in that room was a laptop with information that ties to some core infrastructure in San Andreas. Now, what is unclear is whether or not that laptop actually had the information or not. And the reason I say that is because it seemed like it did, but later information we gathered infers that there might be decoys, or there might be many files, perhaps only one of which is the thing that the faces are looking for. Now, the reason why this is absurdly concerning is because if we go to this one, if you look at that Chronicle, you'll notice a photo in there. This is one that I submitted to the Chronicle. This is where I witnessed, we got a tip-off from a CI who out of the blue, called me and said, you need to go to Polito. And let's just say him and I don't have a good relationship, but we don't like the Faceless. And so I knew this was serious. We witnessed Mr. Blue with a bunch of individuals in black suits on a tugboat 2 miles off the coast of Polito. We didn't have a lot of units. We didn't know what we were looking for, so we didn't get units in time to do much about it. But we witnessed Mr. Blue with what we perceived to be his bodyguards meeting with the archivist alongside a bunch of Faceless assets. That evening, later that evening, as I was unpacking all this, I'm speaking to Skipper Jones, whom days prior witnessed a monetary exchange by a Mr. White, all white suit, 2 bodyguards, Charlie's there, and one of the assault team guys. He tried to call for my help, but it was a generic 311, and I thought he just wanted to talk. Turns out he saw them, he tried to shoot them, he got shot and thrown off a building. So I went to go talk to Skipper to see, hey, is there, like, what's going on here? Is there something you know that I don't? Turns out he had reported some huge amount of information to the PD months prior. Information that would have helped us. But neither was it recorded, but instead his speaking with the cops was leaked. And they targeted him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That having been said, while speaking with Skipper, and he's giving me this background, back in the day with Edgar, this and that and the third, I get a call from the archivist as Charlie is landing his plane across the way. And while I'm on the phone with the archivist, he's telling me that he was on that tugboat to meet them. And that they have a common cause. They don't agree on the methodologies, but there's something that they are planning to do that they agree on, and that it's going to require the archivist to finish his work. The presumption is that they're going to drain the bank accounts. However, that seems on the nose. That's not to say it's not going to happen, but that even if it does, that is likely the first layer of what they're actually intending. That having been said, I want to circle back to this FIB thing. That core infrastructure they're looking for is likely the thing that the archivist needs in order for him to complete his work. So that circles to what happened today. We receive a bomb was planted on the Echelon building. Remember I told you that Miguel tried to plant it? We know it's unlikely the besties, as there was a 78th call with them shooting the cops. We then go to look at the bomb, like go to this call. It was a call. It wasn't even a like beeping. There was a call, like a dispatch call, like a civilian saw a bomb planted. We find it on the roof by the satellite dishes. Now, if I didn't mention this before, it's one of 6 satellites that is...
Yes.
Like,
yeah, I've seen them.
And we got one of these assets to flip, and they showed us a tablet application that allows them to keep them functioning. But we lost access. But we know that it's critical infrastructure. Bomb is planted up there. I go to see how much time is left. It blows up. I take it all to my chest. Nakota somehow survives, but the blast from the side takes out the dishes and the antenna, and now the top of the flambeau is blown. Diego was present. He was also present the day that Miguel tried to blow up the thing. Now,
you know, Up and Atom also caught on fire, right?
Oh.
And you know, Diego and New Epsilon run up and at him.
Oh.
Yeah.
That, if I were to guess, because they've been very helpful to us, is if I were a betting man, I think the Faceless gave that to them to get them back on their side.
So here you are dealing with bombs and Facelet, and I have people investigating New Epsilon because we have had a very interesting tip-off that may be true, that body parts are being supplied to Up and Adam for their food.
What?
Yes. Yep. So anytime you want to swap, that'll be great.
Oh my God.
So, I gotta be careful here. We possibly may have somebody in EMS that has unknowingly joined New Epsilon and may have access to certain things. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, and the crackheads are involved.
Oh, Margot.
Yes.
Is it possible that Margot's fucking with them, or do you think it's like a...
We have had probably about 4 people tell us now that at different times when they've gone to Up and Adam or they've worked there, that it is highly possible that we should investigate where the products are coming from. So yeah, feel free to swap at any time. Yeah, it's an interesting world we live in, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, it keeps it interesting. I mean,
sure does. Yeah.
All right. Well, we think McNulty's now kept where Ming was because we never found the location. Oh. Yeah. That's why we're chasing the Habibis. We caught DJ Cooper dumping a radio while we were searching for McNulty. Turns out the radio was McNulty's. It had a serial number. They like puddle dumped it. Like they didn't even go into they like dumped it like 2 feet away from the beach. Like I don't know what the hell they're thinking. 4K photos, everything. I mean, that might tell us who the actors are, but you know, once the Faceless have them, I don't think the assets actually know where the person ends up.
So DJ was possibly blooded out of mana, you know that?
Yeah, him, SK, and Stee. Oh, and the one with the bunny ears.
Aoki.
Aoki, yep.
Yeah. You know who Eliza is, right?
Yes. Her ex-husband, something about her ex-husband. She was also the
Daniel.
Yes.
He died.
Is he the so what I heard is like that was the guy that gave his donation to Edgar. Oh my God.
Well, Eliza's in ICU today. We found her. Nobody knew she was missing.
What?
Everybody thought she had headed, into her I don't know, what do you call them? Mobile home caravans for the evening at New Babylon.
Yeah.
We found her over at Paleto Cove, blood gushing
Today?
from her neck. Yes, about 2 hours ago.
Oh, no.
And it wasn't a regular knife. It was a serrated knife. No knife, no evidence, just a single 911 call and an additional call from a local who saw her just lying on the beach. I was able to get hold of a couple of people on her emergency list. They had no idea. They had no idea at all. They were like, you could tell they were in complete shock. Everyone else on her emergency list was not available. And of course, she had Daniel on her emergency list. And Dr. Stacy says, well, Daniel's no longer with us. Why would he be on the emergency list? And I don't know, things like that just kind of make my, my ears prick up a little bit. Hopefully someone didn't give themselves for Edgar who was not Daniel.
So I'm going to mention some things that may or may not be related, right? But just in case, because it happened today too, she used to operate the Kiflon building. She really did not like the fact that the others took over and erased her from their, stuff. One of the suspicions of who may have been behind this is New Babylon. Now, between us, that bomb was kind of, I say this half jokingly, but serious at the same time, is that I think Alfonso's a bomb maker. I mean, I say it to his face. I think he was a suicide bomber in front of the hospital that day. I believe he's the one that unintentionally blew up his workshop one day in New Babylon, and we arrived there and he drove off. And
yes, I was there that day.
Yeah. And I talked to Skipper today, and Skipper told me that he had to go away for a day. I think this motherfucker went crazy and bombed the building. But while on this craziness, you cannot tell anybody this, Ruby.
What the hell?
I'm about to give you something that the marshals found today. All right? This has got to be kept secret, not for any other reason other than they can't know that we know. You get my drift?
Yeah, I understand.
While we were trying to figure out what was happening, we found Stargo's vehicle and the news people before the bomb went off.
What?
Yes. Stargo's vehicle was outside and we're like, what the fuck? Who tipped him off? Now Frank claims, yeah. Frank claims that he didn't get tipped off, and I'm pretty good. I'm good with interrogations, right? Like I look for inflections, not just the answers, but how they answer. And Frank didn't clue or give any. He's either a really good liar or I didn't catch him. But but I did ask him, did someone bring you there? And I don't necessarily think he's lying to me. I could be wrong, but I say that with like 80% confidence. But Stargo's vehicle was there too. Stargo, I think, was the third guy that worked at that building or at the newspaper. And his car was outside the Kiflon, like around the corner. That van then ends up We're going to drive by it like nothing, like, you know. As we're trying to relocate, the van was parked, or the SUV was parked there on the left.
No.
And we're like, what the fuck? Wait, what is going on? And as we're noticing it, we see Lang Buddha and CJ go into that building, and we have 4K photos.
No.
Yes.
Stop. You were telling me Lang still has access to his old restaurants?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Now, at first glance, and this is why, and I told everyone on the radio, do not say a thing, keep it to yourself, because, like, the existence of that isn't, like, it's surprising, but not necessarily inference of a crime, right? Guy, like, it's his, like, you know, old restaurant, things, you know, derelict or whatever, but it's that Stargo's car was at the Kiflon building, then there, and then they went inside. Now mind you, they were coming from a different location, so I actually don't think there's a direct tie there, right? But I am pointing it out just as the events that took place. But what's got me messed up is Stargo. Where is he? Who is he? Was he the driver? And just for reference, I saw Lang driving from the direction of New Babylon and arriving there, and Stargo's vehicle's already there. So those, you know, I don't think they would have been the drivers, but it's still just odd, right? And then you throw in Eliza, who's got the connection between them. And this just could be one big web of coincidence. And it's missing a tying factor, right? Like, yes, we saw him go inside the, you know, in there. The same time we see a vehicle that we were tracking prior to the bombing. What's going on? So now here's the thing, is New Babylon is anti-faceless. We know they very much... Okay, I'll tell you my actual theory. Darkstone aren't the good guys. They gave Miguel Almerian the bomb the day they were going to blow up the Kiflon building. Delta One did.
Sorry, just ignore my ping, but I'm just putting a couple of things together.
Yeah.
You said Michael Stargo, right?
Yep. House in Mirror Park.
Yeah, I mean, I live there. I see activity. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. He owns a business as well. I'm gonna see what business that is.
Yeah, he's been off the grid. I also tried
100%.
I also tried calling him on whatever number I had in my contacts, and he didn't pick up. So, did you hear what I said about Darkstone, though?
Yes. Yeah.
Delta One's DNA was on the bomb that Miguel tried to plant, and it matches to him having given it hours prior to his attempted bombing. And part of me, now for reference here, SASM is going to do something about it, but we don't know what to do yet because this is a very sensitive matter, right? Like, you know,
I believe we spoke about a week ago, you know, in regards to the fact that It's become beyond evident, what it obviously is now, that, you know, everyone's out for themselves, right?
Yes.
They owe nobody absolutely anything. But it sure does look like they are, we'll say, recalling the favors back in.
That's don't
what
disagree.
It looks like.
Yeah. We have a... I'll put it like this. I've pretty much asked the representatives for the state who are considering the ability for us to request or get authorization for certain operations and equipment, because if we end up digging deeper with this Darkstone thing, it could be an arrest tomorrow, right? But it's not, wouldn't just be an arrest. We could quite literally be at war with a fucking PMC, right? Whose equipment come from them, whose military equipment, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's we're very cautious for hitting that red button, especially. Could you imagine we go to court and it's like that DNA doesn't count? Like, think of that. You remember the Besties twin bombing?
Yeah.
Now
yes,
Delta One's walking away, like, without charges, but we also have ruined our relationship with the, you know, it's I'm gonna be honest, fuck that guy. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Like, it's so yeah. Anyway, Storm's here. All right, well,
oh my god, it is.
Ruby, keep your head up. You know, I think a lot of people value you and what you do, and you know, things change, but usually that's all temporary. So
yep, the future is before us. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
You have a good night.
You as well. That was a good conversation with Ruby. Yeah, we want to do something with Darkstone. We just don't know what yet. Because the evidence, we know they did it, but the problem is we don't have enough